Hello, Justin.
But
How you doing?
I'm all right.
I confirm that was 50 minutes over.
Just
What'd you
got
do?
back from moving stuff around for a new friend. So
Moving stuff around.
yeah, I gave him a couple of couches and a TV and a TV stand and a few other things.
You just getting rid of some stuff.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of stuff, and he didn't have anything. He and his girlfriend were living pretty stark.
Where'd you meet them at?
Well, I happened to come out of the house and walk down the driveway because I was going to go see if a neighbor could help me change one of the wheels on my zero turn. And
Uh-huh.
he and his girlfriend walked by, and he turned around, looked at me, and says, "Do you need any help?" I said, "Yeah." And he came right over and did everything for me.
Oh, cool.
Nice people.
So you gave him a TV and stuff?
Yep. A chair, a TV, a couch, and just clearing out stuff I don't need.
Well, they live down the street or something, I'm assuming.
They lived about a mile north of me
Yeah.
in an apartment. Jim, how you doing?
What's up, Jim? What TV did you get rid of?
The one in the living room I never use. It's a 55-inch.
Morning, all.
Hey, Dominic, how you
Good evening.
doing?
Yourself? How is everybody going here?
We're
Yeah.
doing good. Justin's doing good.
Going, yeah. I know the
Sound like
feeling.
you're losing your voice, Paul. Maybe
Hey,
it's just
Jim.
me.
Well, it might be because of the hernia, lifting stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yep.
so Dominic, how did you get a sunrise this morning?
Not yet. Still 35 minutes to go.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just waiting. But at the same time, it's a bit cold out there.
Jim says hi to you and Justin.
What's up,
Hey,
Jim?
Jim.
We don't have a lot
So,
of people on the panel yet, but we've got 6 people watching. But
good
now that you're
start.
here, Dominic, watch, it's going to go up. Here,
Oh,
So,
yeah, it'll just.
so what happened with your zero turn? I thought that metal bracket was broke that held the
it
wheel
did,
on.
but one on the front tire, it's got 2 tires on the front that pivot.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And I went out and I was looking at where the small wheel that keeps the deck from grinding in. And I looked at it, and the side of it was all flanged out and broken.
Brenda.
So I ordered a new wheel online that came in today, and so he helped me put it on because it has a great big bolt that goes all the way through, and I
Yeah.
just can't bend over and do that kind of stuff.
Oh,
So he
cool.
was he really helped me out. And he helped me air up the tires on the zero turn, and the tires were down to like 15 pounds. It should be like at 75 or 80 pounds. So anyway, we should be good to go for a while with the zero turn, except the one wheel is still, it broke off and it needs to be welded, but I don't know anybody that welds, and I've asked around and
Well, you should
nobody.
be all right as long as you're not going over any stumps or anything like that.
Yeah, it still mows. Let's put it that way.
It's just a stabilizer wheel. Help get over stuff, but as long as you're careful, you should be all right. What's up, Jim, Brenda, Jody?
Brenda, Jody's here, yep.
Captain Joe.
Here comes Captain Joe. Good evening, Joe.
Up,
Hey,
Joe?
what's up?
How'd your games go?
I don't want to talk about
That bad, huh?
it. Yeah, it wasn't bad for the games. Mandeville won JV and varsity. It was bad for me.
Oh, is it just hot out? Miserable?
Oh, 96 degrees, 104 index.
Jesus.
And I got the drone out there and did the picture of the fellowship with the Christian fellowship with all the boys. They had them sitting out on the thing. Got it back, landed the drone perfectly, picked the drone up, walking towards my car, tripped on the curb, wound up doing a bucket roll, forward. I've got a hematoma on my leg the size of a softball. And my watch called 911. They called me and said, "Are you all right?" Mandeville police. Said, "Yeah, I'm okay."
So your watch called 911 on
Yeah.
you?
So they called 911. They called me back and they said, "We just got an emergency call from your watch. What's happened? Did you fall?" I said, "Yeah, I tripped and fell out here. I'm fine." I said, "I got a couple of scrapes. I'm good."
Watch
Get up and I
screaming to
go,
911. Get off,
I go,
get me off this man's wrist.
"Come pick me up. Hell with this shit, you know." So wait, I'm not even close. We're not even close, Justin. So I go in and the guy and I'll sit down and I notice I'm bleeding, so I clean up the blood, and then I notice the hematoma down by my ankle. I look at it and I said, "Oh shit!" I said, I walked in and I found the trainer and I said, "Let's ice it." So we threw the ice pack on it, and it's like I said, it stuck out about 3 inches, and it was about the size of like my whole fist right here,
Like a
a
like
whole
a
hand like this.
like a baseball, huh?
Yeah, I can show you a
Jesus.
picture. I got a picture. I'll show you. But this is after it went down, half of it. This is when I was sitting out there when it went down, because I've been icing it the whole time. Let me kick it to me. But that was the start of my day. So I get that done, and that happens at about 11 o'clock, 11:35, right? So now I got to still get back to the field and walk all the way across the field and get to the 50-yard line. I said, "Well, I'm going, and I ain't moving. That's where I'm at, I'm sitting." So I wanted to get the leg, the leg elevated, but there's no way to. There's no way to right there, right? So I just iced it until the ice pack fell off. And I sat there, drank Gatorades and waters the whole time because it was hot. Okay. So it's hot. So the game ends at 2:45 when Mandeville wins it. I looked at the coach. I said, "Do me a favor, walk him out on the field. I'm not walking anywhere to try to take this picture." And he says, "No problem." So I'm gonna show you the leg first.
Mm.
Hold on.
It's one of those days where everything goes wrong, huh?
Wait, he's not even close. You can check the leg out.
Oh
Oh,
my.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh
it was
my.
twice that size. This port was twice that size when I first did it. The ice brought it down to about that, right? So when I get to when I get the game's over with, I go
Jesus.
walking back to the car. Now I'm walking across that field. Now I can't walk as fast anymore. I got to take my steps. Now
Really?
remember, 94 degrees. Now it was 96 degrees, 104 heat index. I get to the car and I start feeling queasy. And I said, "Let me drink some water." I reached over to get that water and I was starting to completely lose it. I knew it. I turned around, sat down, pushed the stuff out the way and laid back into my hatchback. About that time, one of the trainers run over to me. "You all right?" I said, "No, go get John." I said, "A lightheaded, I'm having a heat deal." Man, I had 4 moms run out there with ice packs, sticking them under my arms and my legs. my blood pressure was high. My heart rate was 140.
Jesus.
Was your watch reporting this to the police all the time?
No, not that time. That time I just laid back and I figured I was gonna pass out. That's what I figured. That's why I said somebody go get John. Like that. That's the
What
trainer.
is that?
He he come
He's
running out there.
EMT, right?
One of the parents had a fan. He put it on me, put a fan blowing on me. They had, like I said, they had me packed in ice on the thing. One of the parents calls 911. Now I got an ambulance coming. I
Get
got
in the
everything else
house.
coming. Yeah.
Jesus.
So twice today, right? The
Yeah.
coach walks over and he says, "Look, you got to quit risking your life for this place." I said, "Dude." So then they after we check everything, it took about 15 minutes for me to regroup, get back down and drink some water and cool down. That's what I had to do. And by the time the unit got there, my blood pressure was back to 108 over 72. I was fine. I was a little lightheaded, but I was drinking water and it was going away. And he says, "What hospital do you want to go to?" I said, "No, I'm gonna refuse. I'm not going." He says, "I think you need to get some fluids in you." I said, "Well, I've been drinking fluids all day." He said, "How many times you urinate?" I said, "Once." I said, "So I know it's just a fluid issue." I said, "I got to get the fluids in me," like that. And the coach's wife looks at me and she goes, "You need to go to the hospital." I said, "No, I got to get my car home and that and all of this. I got nobody I can depend on to get it
They
home."
got nobody to do it. Yeah.
Like that. I said, "My sons are gone and my daughter can't depend on them." Like this.
Yeah.
And
Plus, you
then
gotta.
Sarah, the CEO of a hospital, she's a COO of Covington Hospital. She looks at him and she's been talking to me all day. She just got divorced, right? She says to me, "Please go to the hospital, Joe. Please." I said, "Nope, not gonna do it." She goes, "You're hard-headed. You're really hard-headed." I said, "I know I'm hard-headed." I said, "I need to get home." I said, "I've got nobody that can take care of me." And she goes, "I thought you had a wife." I said, "I don't have a wife." She goes, "You don't have a wife?"
No.
I was thinking, and I like
All
Sarah.
right.
You know, that's a good thing. Hello now, you know.
All right.
Now, if she would have offered to take me to the hospital, I might have gotten her caught. You know, so the coach's wife tells me, "You are not driving home. The car's right here. I'll drive you home. They could pick me up after we drive you home." I said, "I'm fine. I can drive." So they made me go sit in the office. I've been sitting in the office with them. I got me a little to-go plate to go and all of this. Looked up, everybody disappeared, so I drove home.
Oh my God, dude, they're gonna be so pissed at you.
Yeah, but I got meatballs. Look at this one, Dominic. And that's a meatball.
Nice.
And that's a spicy meatball.
That's a meatball.
And I got an Italian pasta salad.
There you go.
But that could have been the other problem because I hadn't eaten all day. I ate just in the morning.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Well, I'll tell you, I've never had the heat hit me. It hit me one time about 4 years ago out there like that on the same kind of day.
What's up, Jason?
And I sat in the shade and drank fluids and I was fine. But this just
Jason.
going across the appeal, it kicked my ass. But I'm
Yeah,
fine.
best bet is to stay in the house the rest of the day.
Well, I'm in. I got the
You
ice
don't
pack
need-
on the leg right now. 'Cause I made him wrap it again. I got an ice pack on the leg, and it's feeling a lot better. You know, I haven't taken a shower yet.
Are the dogs honking around you?
Yeah, because I got food.
Yes.
Now, it's not just because you got food. They can tell that you're not feeling well.
Well, I know Tino does because I threw the towel up on top of the thing before I threw it in the wash that had blood on it. And he got that thing and he had it. And he's looking at me and he run over and smelled me. You know, because he saw the blood on it.
Yeah.
But that's not it's my leg hurts, right? But my shoulder is killing me. I can't raise my arm more than about right here. This arm. So I'll probably bruise that. It's like, but if I would not have done a roll, I would have went face point into my car. And it was like, and I took a step, slow step, and somebody said something. I turned my head and didn't realize I didn't step forward enough. And it was like, come on now, you know. And I wore different shoes today. They had a bigger sole for the heat out there. So if I wore my regular shit, I probably wouldn't never step like that.
Yeah.
But I had all the trainers, all all the moms were running out there to check on me. I had, like I said, I had one mom that had an ice pack under one knee. Another mom had an ice pack under the other knee. I had an ice pack under my arm. I had one wiping my face down. I had another one under this arm. I had all the moms taking care of me. And then I looked up and the girls, the trainers, were standing there going, trying to figure out if I was going to be okay. They were worried about it. But it's like, come on now.
Dominic, when you stumble, does anybody rush over and take care of you like that?
I haven't stumbled in a while, but yeah, when I did, people randomly on the street came and picked me up.
Yeah.
I haven't stumbled in a
That
while.
just
though.
shows there's a lot of goodness in the world still.
Yeah,
yeah.
there is.
Well, it's my own fault, you know, because like I said, I was taking my time. It was hot going across the field after I shot the drone footage, and I was going, and when I took my time getting to the place,
Hey,
I
Randy,
really wasn't paying attention. I was more thinking about the heat.
Well, that's because the heat affects you.
Mm-hmm.
Joe fell over, Randy.
Joe even had a wristwatch that called the paramedics.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. It could be done.
Yeah, Apple Watch will do that.
Yep.
The Samsungs have that too, the fall detection.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Sarah's mom's went off one day when we were just driving down the road in the car and thought she fell.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't call 911 though. It asked her if she wanted to.
Well, mine was asking me if it wanted to. I couldn't, and I cracked the screen on the protector on the watch, so it wouldn't press.
Hmm.
The watch never got a scratch on it. The screen and the protector broke.
Mm.
You know, it shattered actually. When I was trying to press it, it wouldn't turn. So I said, "Shit." So then I just put my phone on the thing, and a couple seconds later, got a call. Says, "Mandeville Police Department would like to know what happened." You know, but it's been an eventful week for those last 2 days over there. Yesterday, Salmon High School. One of the parents from Salmon High School got all in the coach's face and told the coach after the game, he said, "Keep talking that way. I'll go in my car and get my ride." Like that. They wound up calling the police and arresting him and the whole works. And he had a gun in the car on the school grounds.
Yeah.
So it's shit happens.
Yeah. Yeah, threatening
Mm.
people on school grounds or on any school. Yeah, that's just, I mean, you're just asking to get arrested. Like they don't
It's
play
actually
around about
elevated
that.
crime too.
What's up, Randy?
He was threatening not only somebody on school grounds, he was threatening a coach, which is an educator. Then he said he had a gun in the car, so everything he got yesterday was felony charges.
Randy
Oh,
wanted to
yeah,
know
like-
if your equipment was all right. Did any of that get damaged?
Shit, no, I'm gonna protect my equipment. I ain't got a scratch on my equipment. What are you talking about? I've almost been taken out on the sidelines and hit the ground, and I had 2 cameras in my hand, got them both up in the air. That's the first thing I worry about. I figure I could at least regenerate something later, you know? Yeah, I'm not doing anything today and tomorrow. I'm done. Because it's been 3 days have been bad for me. My printer jammed up.
Warren Warren said he's got one of them life alert buttons.
Yeah. Yeah, my printer usually never gives me any issues, right? But Friday night, I was gonna print something before I went to bed, and when I was changing the filament, it felt like it was ready to, because it's a feed, so it retracts on its own. And as I was bringing it out, as I was bringing it out, I thought it was done, so I pulled and I felt it pop, and I said, okay. It broke off inside where I couldn't get to it. I had to pull the whole thing apart.
You call my address, 1849.
Yeah, that sucks.
So, yeah, that was a pain in the ass. Considering that when I put it all back together and looked down, I forgot to put the little holes in it. I had to take it all apart again. But it works. So, but in a couple of days, they got a sale coming on the 24th. Bamboo. I get the A1 with the AMS for $479. Or I can get the one I want enclosed instead of $899, $699.
So you're gonna get a new 3D printer?
We'll see if I'm still alive. Yeah.
Did you ever hear anything back on your copter complaint?
No, which one? No. Oh, yeah, I got I'm still waiting for them to, I had to send them the paperwork. He said, you just bought this drone on the 10th, right? I said, no, this is a year old. This drone's a year old. He said, well, I don't have any paperwork on it. He said, but it's on there. He said, your agent must have it. Can you send a copy of it? I said, sure. So then he realized the date on it. I sent him a copy of it. So that was Friday. So he's probably not going to call me till Monday.
Okay.
So but stop. This pasta salad is so good. It's like I said, it's Italian pasta salad. It's got artichokes in it, olives on it, everything.
Oh, nice.
If I had a container, I would have took that whole damn thing home.
You at least call somebody from the school and let them know you made it home, all right?
No.
Oh my God. Then get a wellness check from the cops later.
No, the guy from EMS looked at me and he went, "You worked EMS, huh?" I said, "Yeah, I did." I said, "I'm not going." I said, "I'll just do a refusal." He goes, "You worked EMS before?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Don't tell him what he's going to do. He's going to do what he wants. He worked EMS." I did not go get that Avada, but Johnny's brother-in-law went out to the tugboat and got on the tugboat and saw it, but they couldn't get to it.
Really?
They said it was down. He said you need about a 6 to 8 foot pole to get to it. It was down in a little hole area. I said, "Why don't you touch it? Leave it alone. It's buried at sea." But it's been an eventful couple of days.
Sounds like it. What's up, TJ? How's it going, man?
DJ, is he working or he's off?
TJ.
DJ.
He should be
He ought to be
off.
off now.
He worked. Yeah, he worked.
Yeah, he should be home from work. Yep. Because he worked the early shift today, didn't he, Justin?
Yep. I asked him last night if he was going to bed early.
Now I gotta do all the pictures for the game. It's only gonna be like 5 pictures. I gotta find a piece of paper that was in my pocket that had the names on the mother freaker. I think it's in the back. I think I threw them in the washing machine, but didn't start it yet. Yeah, Mandeville dominated the tournament today.
So is that like some kind of summer school thing or what?
But 7-on-7 football. They do it in the summer.
That's what, no contact or what? Or is it
Not supposed to
contact?
be. It's like 2-hand touch.
Okay, that's how I figured.
But like this, there's not supposed to be any contact. Holy Cross played Mandeville today, and they got helmets pulled off.
They still wear full gear though?
Short pants, no gear, just the helmets.
Any,
And sometimes that's rougher than regular football.
were there any penalties called?
Oh, a lot of penalties called.
Roger, good evening.
One guy came off the line, and they came off the line. He did a little one step button hook, caught the ball, and Mandeville guy took his helmet off. Hit him right around the head, took his whole helmet off.
I saw
That
that,
was a
Randy.
penalty. Yeah, they went at it for 2 days now. When they played yesterday, Holy Cross and Mandeville got into it, and then they played today in the quarterfinals, and they got into it again right off the bat.
I'll be back.
Okay,
Nothing like a good Italian pasta salad with all of antipasta in it and everything.
with all the goodies.
Bro, it's got everything in it. Now, if I knew Sarah made this, I'd listen to it today. I don't went to her hospital if that was her made this. Yeah, Randy had a girl shake her booty at him while he was flying his drone yesterday.
Yeah, we saw the video this morning.
I haven't seen it yet. I saw the clip, but I didn't go into it yet.
Jonathan fell in love with that girl.
Huh.
He made her mama proud.
Maybe she was auditioning for an OnlyFans.
Yeah, Randy wanted to be that ice chest in that video.
I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen it yet. No,
No, you haven't seen it yet?
no. I saw the clip. I haven't gone to it yet. Got to get these pictures done first. Oh, come on. Yeah, the ankle hurts, so I know I probably sprained the ankle a little bit. That whole left side. Wait till I wake up in the morning. That's what I'm gonna know.
There you go, Randy. I just uh oh man, come on. Stupid bug. Oh, you read my comment on your video, Randy. I totally identify as a ice chest.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah! I see. I wouldn't want to. I would like to be that ice chest too. Oh yeah. Oh Lord, help me.
Between that and your boob video, you guys can make a little compilation. You guys keep going to the piers. You guys can
But
do
she
a
blew
co
your kiss. There you go.
you guys can do a compilation of women.
Yep.
Oh, you can start a new segment, getting sexy for the drones. Oh, I told Randy, I said, did you get that drone down like during spring break when there's like a bunch of 20-year-olds and 25-year-olds down there drinking? Dude, I guarantee you get so many titty flashes.
Yep.
They're right there. Lay down.
You get down to an area like
Lay down.
a Lake Havasu type setting. Oh yeah, you get all kinds of people flashing you. I remember going to Lake Havasu when I was a teenager, and if you were out there filming on a boat with a camera, you get girls driving by in the boats doing that all the time. Remember taking the old VHS camcorder on there a couple times. We were filming our vacations.
Did I miss anything on the last couple of days?
Not really. Nothing exciting going on. And apparently, Paul got some young couple were nice enough to help him out with his lawnmower earlier.
I heard all that when I came in.
Johnny came on and showed his new Avata too.
Yeah, right. Like I said, he said they tried to get it. They looked at it. His brother-in-law saw it, but couldn't get to it.
So when it landed in there, it fell down in a hole in the boat.
Yep.
So what I would think they should have done, could they reach inside where it is or no?
They could probably hook it, but they would need to
Yes,
bring that
hook it
stuff with
with
them.
like a long fishing rod with a hook on the end of it.
Because
What I think
honestly,
they ought to do is just leave it alone.
that drone wouldn't be hard to hook. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on there that
Yeah, you can hook a prop or you can hook something or
yeah, you have a lot of potentials of actually catching something on it.
I would think a long fishing pole with a hook on the end of it, you know?
I know. I wish I was closer because I'd like to go out there and try to get it. I look at it as a challenge.
Hello, Mark.
And Paul, Justin, Joe,
So,
Lance, and Dominic.
Mark.
It was late. I took a shower. It's a 2-shower day today. Fucking horrible.
you sure? Were you listening a minute ago? You hear about Joe's fucked up day?
No,
Yeah, he had a pretty bad day today.
Yeah, took a spill.
Joe fell out on the battlefield.
oh dear.
Yeah, I fell first off and busted my leg up. And then later on, I almost passed out. They had to call 911. I almost went into like a heat incident.
Like,
So it wasn't nothing nice today. Got my pictures done.
Well, all the moms were taking care of you though, weren't they?
Oh yeah. I had the trainer there with 5 moms.
They're all putting ice packs in his pants and under his knees and
oh, there was games today as well as yesterday then.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yesterday was all the preliminaries. Today was the brackets to see who won, and Mandeville won everything. Junior varsity and varsity.
All right. We've had a horrible muggy day today. It's been like 60-odd% humidity, 85 degrees.
Yeah, everybody's having a little bit of a heat wave.
It's all cloudy though. And it's been raining on and off.
Well, that would make it muggy.
So I've washed all my bedding today because they were starting to smell a bit sweaty. And then I just took another shower.
Yeah, you don't got AC. Oh wait, you got a portable AC, don't you? You ain't
Yeah,
using
but
it?
not at the moment. I can't reach the plug.
You don't have an extension cord that'll work?
No, I can't get it where the plugs are. I've got to move some stuff before I can get the plugs to plug it back
Dude,
in.
I would be chucking shit out of the way.
That's right.
Fuck that plug out.
You'd have a plug on.
Well, it's cooled down a bit now because it's dark.
No. Which edition?
Yeah, I couldn't sit in the house that hot. Fuck that. That shit sucks. I don't know how the people back in like the 1800s and shit survived. Especially ones that lived out in the desert. Fuck that shit. I'd have been.
Yeah, before there was air conditioning, it was something else, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's just.
Yeah, big blocks of ice.
That's when you have an underground house, so you can have a nice, cool house.
No.
It's gone down to 70 now, but 92% humidity.
I knew quite a few people in the desert that had basements, even though they didn't need them, because you could build a nice little family room down underneath and be nice and cool in the summertime down there. You didn't want to run your AC. My friend had a basement that was pretty decked out, and it was always nice and cool down there.
Go on.
That's
Go on,
where they
go.
would.
Go.
That's where they would spend
Go
most
on,
of their
go.
days.
Go.
They had a little bathroom and a bed, one bedroom, and then like a living room downstairs.
It's one of them days where you go into Tesco's and you spend 3 hours looking through the cooler section.
Yeah, purposely taking forever in the grocery store.
Yeah.
We lost Lance.
Yeah. A chat freeze. Everybody was talking in the chat, and then everybody just stopped. I did freeze. Damn it. Stupid chat. Uh, coming on the panel, TJ? Sorry, I had to catch up on the chat there because fucking shit froze on me.
I'll turn the ceiling fan on in the bedroom as well.
Nah, bro, I don't care how many fucking fans you have when it's that hot. I mean, it helps, but it's like,
Hot is still hot.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, but Uncle Bill's on tonight, so I won't be going to bed till about 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you know what's worse too is if you're sleeping in heat like that, if you're like a night bird like yourself, man, you're sleeping in like the hottest part of the day too. That can be rough without AC. Trying to sleep when it's hot is not fun. You're like sweating your ass off.
I think I'll be lying on top of the covers tonight instead of under them.
I don't blame you. Not to toot my horn, but damn, I'm good on the sticks, LOL. I bet you would have been good on your sticks as well, Randy. Well, wow, Jim, that's a whole festival. 12,000 bucks. Yeah, dude, that sounds like fucking Havasu, Jim, in the summertime. We used to spend a lot of summers down there. We had a vacation home there.
I'll watch the second Reacher film this afternoon as well. I think that was better than the first one.
I actually rewatched the one today about it was the one where he's hooking up with the DA's daughter. Did you see that one?
Yeah, that was the first film. Yeah,
Yeah. I
Yeah,
just rewatched that one today.
watched that yesterday.
Did you see on the news, Justin? The B-2 bombers are on the move, headed towards Guam.
Yep, I saw it this morning or this afternoon.
Why are they going to Guam?
Because it's a staging point, because those things can go 6,000 miles without refueling. And then they just moved they sent like 30 or so refiller tankers over there as well. So they're planning
Yeah.
on long bombing runs.
Mm.
I think the longest B-2 flight was like 40 some hours or something. Might have been longer than that. Like crazy amount.
A bit like the Vulcans.
Yeah. And I think the B-2 has like one little sleeping area, and I think they have like a microwave or some shit on board. Like they do have the ability to make food, and like I think one of them can sleep while the other one's flying type shit.
Mm.
They might even have a bathroom on there too, I think. Let me see here. Or it was either a bathroom.
Yeah,
or a place.
it's all set up.
Yeah, so they have a bed, a toilet, and a microwave
Mm.
for long flights.
That's just in case Joe wants to make a cup of tea.
Yep. Didn't take long. Oh, I'm gonna take some medicine. I'm starting to hurt already.
What have you done with your leg? Just scraped it a bit, or
Got a big ass
badly
fucking bruise on it. I mean, big.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you, Mark. Hold on. That's the bruise on the leg. And you can't see it, but it's actually sticking out about a half inch. A big hematometer.
all right. That was just below the knee.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't even know how that part of it hit the thing. I must have when I did the roll, it came around and hit the edge of the concrete. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Could have been worse, could have broken.
So it was like a curb.
Yeah, it was a little lip on it, and I think that's what hit it. No. No.
I'd keep an eye on it though if it starts looking bad in the morning. Get that shit looked at.
JD wants to know how many drones you've crashed now, Joe.
All together,
136.
3. Not bad out of 780 flights.
Lost 2 and been attacked by 1.
I only ever wrecked 1. I did smack a tree with the other one, but it didn't fall out of the sky, so I don't consider that a crash. All it did was jack up one of the props, and I had to put a new prop on it.
Yeah, I just caught a branch with my Mini 3 Pro ages ago,
Oh, that's not
and that
true.
dropped onto concrete and knackered the gimbal.
I remember I did crash the Spark into the garage door, but that was not my fault because the firmware was really fucked up on it. And AZ helped me hook it up to the Drone Assist and re-download the firmware. And once it re-downloaded, it like everything got, I just
Everything was fine?
recalibrated everything. Yeah, there was something fucked up with the software.
I thought you were going to blame whoever closed the garage door.
Because when I first got it, the first couple of flights, it was acting really weird. Like it would just randomly go up and down by itself without me touching the remote. And then it would start going side to side. And I don't remember what we did to figure it out, but me and David kind of troubleshooted it and figured out it was the firmware. And when we reflashed it, it was fine after that. So
Sounds a bit like either the IMU or the compass.
yeah, I don't know. But once we did it, and then I was able to recalibrate everything, because the problem was I had everything calibrated and it still wasn't working. But once we redid the software, and then I recalibrated everything and never had a problem after that.
Let's see how long it takes me to walk to the back.
But that fucking drone was a tank anyway, dude. That thing could take a beating.
You want to put a compression sock on it.
Well, the sad part is he hurt his shoulder too.
And you can't put a
Yeah,
compression sock on your shoulder.
but the thing is, he's gonna be feeling it tomorrow more than anything. It's always the next day when you really
Yeah.
feel it. Like once your body has time to, like when he goes to sleep to go to bed tonight and he's relaxed and his body
Yeah.
relaxes a little, he's gonna
Once
wake up tomorrow.
the adrenaline's worn off, then it starts hurting.
Right. He's gonna wake up tomorrow after if he gets some decent sleep, and he's gonna be sore tomorrow. Because whatever muscle you pulled by twisting the wrong fucking way, whatever, you're gonna feel it the next day. Sometimes it doesn't hurt as bad right away. Was that the master air screws that were like blowing up or they weren't clipping on right or something, Al? They had actually quite a few problems with master air screws over the years. Didn't the Avata have problems with the OEM props exploding? You wound it up too quick or something?
Yes, no, some of them had the screws tightened too much and it caused stress fractures. So yeah, what's it? Alexis is at the South Florida drone meetup. Hers blew up on her while she was flying, and they had to go, and her and Barclay had to go into this private condo to get it because it was on the roof of their shed or something.
Oh yeah, it was on top of a carport, I think.
What did you say? Private condom, what?
Condo.
And then they had the problem, Master Screws also had the problem with remember when they released Air 2 blades, I think it was for the Air 2. And they were coming from the factory all chewed up on the edges. Like the machine didn't even edge up the props. Like their quality control really went out the window. And then for the original Avant or the POS FPV drone, remember Master Air Screws sent Uncle Bill a free set of props out of nowhere. He wasn't even expecting them because the batch he had was
that's
on a
right.
recall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said they've had problems over the years. Quite a handful.
Yeah, they sent in the props and it was a bit late because his FPV was in the river.
Oh, was that after he crashed it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he said he got a letter or something from him with the prop saying that it was on a recall.
Yeah.
I'd have blamed the recall on it, but like, yeah, the bitch came off and I was flying it on a new drone. Yeah, you better be careful, Al. Talking too soon there. Oh, Randy said he got one of those replacement sets of props too. That's why I definitely wouldn't buy any off-brand cheap ass props for a drone. Because even if a good company like Master Air screws up quite a bit, yeah, I definitely won't be trusting no off-brands. That was one thing I never bought aftermarket on for the drones was, or accessories, I guess.
I've actually got a set of white props on my Air 2S.
Yeah, I never bought aftermarket props. I bought like landing gear, all the little, sunshades for the gimbals, all that stuff, but I don't buy Master screws anymore. They're junk. Jim fan all the way. Or all day.
Yeah, but
Al
don't
says
Jim Fan only make FPV style props, don't they? They don't.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The DJI. Yeah.
I don't know. Al said he never buys Master screws ever. I guess after that issue he had with them. Didn't wasn't Bob that had one explode on him? It was Chris Hope, wasn't it? Didn't Chris Hope have one explode on his Phantom or come off?
It came off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris doesn't have much luck. He had a bird strike, a prop fell off, and then he had the good old fashioned Samsung fridge.
Yeah. I think Tammy Jean had one of her Avata props explode as well.
He was still
Mm.
mad at me and Matt for that. Started reading off the reviews of his brand new fridge he just got. Every one of them was negative.
Yep.
And then was it like a week or two later he told us about the shelves breaking in it,
Yep.
and Samsung wouldn't
That was
do anything
hilarious.
for him. That's one drone Chris Koplos is that Phantom 4.
Mm.
Is he still flying a Phantom, or has he upgraded?
Um,
Trying to remember.
I don't know.
Who?
No, I think he had something else last week
I
when
haven't
he
seen
did
one of
Sunrise.
Yeah, I
haven't
think he got a
seen one of
Mavic
those.
3. Maybe. No, I don't think he's got a Mavic 3.
I think
It
it's a
might be an
Mavic
Air.
2 though. It's either an Air 2S or a Mavic 2.
I said this before, even though I don't have a drone, very surprised that no one talks about the balancing props on drones. There's no way they could be balanced from factory. They're close but not close. So Jim said.
I've never had that problem.
Oh, dude, Randy, I try to find as many YouTube videos and reviews on anything expensive I buy.
Mm.
That is true, Al, because the drones are constantly adjusting each prop to stay in balance.
Yeah.
I guess so.
And Randy is correct. Because of the light, because they're really light, not like the propeller on a standard plane.
Yeah, because you pretty much got a computer telling it, how to constantly make minute adjustments to stay in the air.
Yep.
Mhm.
We were talking about the B2 earlier. That thing wouldn't be able to fly without computers
Mm.
because it's very unstable not having a vertical stabilizer.
Yeah. That'd be very hard work.
Have you ever seen the old videos of them testing out the early wing designs of planes back in like the 50s and 60s? Yeah, those things wrecked all the time because they were just hard to control.
Yep, the flying wing.
I had a cut prop on a Mavic 3 Enterprise. I mapped a construction project and didn't even know till the bird landed. No issues. Just made me do better at pre-flight checks and feeling props before takeoff.
Oh, definitely.
I used to do that before I'd take off. I'd run my fingers across them.
Yeah.
Look at them real close.
I do it every time.
DJI Pro 4. Phantom 4?
Probably, yeah. Phantom 4
I
Pro.
don't know.
probably.
How old are the Phantoms now?
Shit, they'd have to be a good 10, more than 10 years old.
12 years.
The original Phantom would be up there. Yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure, Andy, 100%. I was
yeah,
the first
2016,
Phantom.
close
Would
enough.
have been in 2016. I think like 14, maybe like 2013 or 14 is when a lot of the drone shows started popping up on YouTube.
Yeah,
I want to say it was 2014. It was like when Dan and all them came into the thing.
yeah.
Yeah, January the 7th, 2013.
Jesus,
What?
that's
Your
a while
channel?
back.
The original DJI Phantom drone was also known as the Phantom 1, was released on January the 7th, 2013.
13 years ago. So 2016, probably the Phantom 4 then.
That's crazy.
So how Paul know that was 12 years that fast when he can't remember a password?
You Googled it.
Yeah, Microsoft does wonders for my mind.
Oh,
Except for storing your
looked it up.
passwords.
Somebody's got an original Phantom 1 drone for sale on eBay for $110.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you balance props? You have to like put them in a machine and then like,
I have one. It's a rod on two fingers like this, and you
Yeah.
put the prop on it and you spin it, and it either spins around, or what it does is it goes like this, and down.
yeah, but what is that? Like, what do you do to the prop if it's not balanced?
You
You just
shave
don't
it.
use it?
You
You shave it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't
I
know if
wouldn't
I'd
do
be
that.
shaving. I don't know if I'd be shaving drone props.
Nobody.
No shaving.
Hey, Dominic, you know what's wrong with Italian pasta salad like that? Only one thing wrong with it: when you run out.
There's not enough of it.
Yeah, I should have made 2 of those cups. Ah.
Or add tape, Al says.
Oh, Lord help me.
Yeah, Time to Fly says that's the way to do it, or you can add tape to it if you want to counterbalance it.
It'd be a pain in the ass trying to tape it, put tape on it, or shave it. Too much this side, too much this side, too much. I ain't got no props left.
Yeah.
Damn, where'd the prop go?
Randy's
would-
got a vomit
what?
emoji in the chat saying pasta salad's gross.
Oh, this was Italian pasta salad. It had the artichokes, it had the olive oil, it had the
It's
garlic,
Italian.
it had all of it.
Yeah.
Black olives, the green olives, all the stuff.
That's what I thought, Randy. Yeah, that would mess with the airflow.
What, the pasta
If it
salad?
messes with the airflow, then it changes the angle of attack.
What are you talking about? Tape?
Yeah, wouldn't that mess with the airflow? And
I would
change
think it
the,
would, but that's why
Yeah, it would change the angle of
everybody
attack.
I know is that used balanced props. They would take a razor blade and just on the edge of one of the props.
Huh.
Yeah, Dusty's coming to support. Pasta salad, yes, I love olives. Good.
All
Yes.
one of you can do is get one of those prop balancers and put a bunch of DJI ones through there, a bunch of new ones, and see if they're pre-balanced or not.
Well, it's hard to balance the new props because the new props are got that thing in the
Attached.
middle. What the old props do is just had a hole and you just stuck the thing in there and just
Yeah.
now with all these quick releases and all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the quick release, yeah. But maybe the props on a helicopter are completely different. But same at the same time.
I think helicopter props are the same width all the way along.
Mm.
They don't get narrower and wider.
But at the same time, I say I don't know about the model helicopters, but I know helicopters do shift like that. Yeah. I carefully.
Yeah, the drones are much more resilient now.
Yeah, but I carefully look at each prop every time I take off.
Okay. I guess I'm assuming that whatever company out there makes those prop balancers, they might have a connection for a DJI one. So
Mm.
let's see what JD said there.
Okay, I let them know I was okay. I let the woman that is the newest single mom.
Oh,
I let her
okay.
know. I said thank you for the concern. I said I know I'm stubborn. I said I made it home okay.
Is that the one that's the nurse?
Well, it's good news. Please keep me informed on your status. Like that. That's the
Okay.
one that's the COO at the hospital.
At the
Yeah,
hospital.
okay. Well, keep in
Yeah.
contact with her then.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
the money.
easy. You say, yeah, I'm still single.
Yeah. Tell her you're single and ready to mingle.
I've been ready with her. I would have mingled last year with if I knew the husband was giving her problems.
Mhm.
I'd have waited though. I would have waited.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when she was sitting out there talking about it, when she said, yeah, since my husband left 3 months ago, like that, and started talking about it and everything. They said you look like you really don't take no for an answer too much, that you're the boss because she's the COO, right? Says I don't.
Yeah.
But you got to know for me
Giving
today.
you, I think
right?
she's giving you a hint.
Well, I know. But she said, but she was saying that she was standing next to me and talking about the husband leaving. And I said, yeah, I know how that is. I said, well, my wife left. And when I said that, she went, turn around and look, So my wife left. I said, I had to be the dad, everything. I said, when they were at my house, it was my rules. At her house, I didn't care what they did. I said, and right now, if you look at them, the girl that stayed at her house more, she follows more the mom's way of thinking than the boys think more like me. I said, so we'll see. I said, but I'm glad you handle it, We talked for a couple minutes on it. Then when she saw me get hurt, she was all over there.
So it looks like the couple of companies I found that sell those machines, they only have them for like the older drones, for like the Phantom 4s and Spire 1s. The newest one I saw was the Mavic 2 Pro.
That's still at least 5 years old. minimum.
Well,
Yeah.
the original Mavic was 2016 to 2019.
Yeah, so the two.
So the two wouldn't have come out
2020.
until 20-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, so I said 5 years.
Yeah. Because my Mavic Pro Platinums are 2019.
Yeah, I don't see anybody doing anything with the new. Yeah, it looks like the Maverick 2 Pro is about the newest one. That looks like you can do it on. I'm seeing.
All
Howdy.
right.
Evening, Rod.
Is my mic working?
Yep.
Yep.
Want to see something interesting?
Sure.
I'm getting closer on my new build. Let me see if I can demonstrate it. Come on, focus.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it does.
Still,
won't focus. It must be a fake.
still blurred.
Yeah, it's
Are
not
you
a
sure you
face.
don't have the blurred background on Zoom? I think that's what it is.
Oh, on Zoom.
No, you see it now.
Yeah, that's
it.
yeah.
It
You
wasn't
see it a little
recognizing
bit now.
you, the drone as a human, so it was blurring it out. I don't have anything else, dude.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta find that setting.
Go under video.
Go to
Oh,
back.
video settings. Yeah.
Video, adjust background and effects.
Well, if
and
you
turn
click
up
the little
blur in my
area
background.
by video, you can just click off blur my background. It's right there at the bottom where the arrow's at.
Top
can just
top
uncheck it.
arrow, adjust my background.
Okay. There, I said none. Let's see.
There you go. Now you're not
Yeah,
blurred.
now
You're not blurry now.
we
Okay.
should be able to see it.
So it wasn't his camera doing it.
There it is. Yep.
Look at all those lights.
Yeah.
So that's LEDs around the frame and LEDs on top of, on the top plate and on the arms.
What?
Yeah, send it.
It's almost ready, Dominic. The motors are set and turning the right direction. So what I don't have in yet is the DJI 04. I intentionally left it in the box because I didn't want to rip another freaking cable while I was working on building the thing, sort of moving it in and out. But I do have just an 04 VTX, just the box. So I mounted it to the top plate where I'm going to mount the final one, just so that I had something in there to position everything else and make sure it was all going to fit. But anyways, I just wanted to show you all the lights. I got to finish it up yet, but yeah, this thing, you're going to be able to see this thing from 30 miles, forget 3.
94 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of
So,
70 degrees.
anyways.
Just send it.
Advisory in effect until Tuesday, June 24th.
8S. I can send it really fast. We'll see if it goes as fast as my other 8S.
Yeah.
I was hitting last weekend. I was hitting 110, I think.
99.9.
Yeah.
Yeah,
99.9.
It's not calibrated. It's not calibrated, so I have no idea whether it's right or
That's
wrong.
not bad. 99.99999.
But yeah, let's just say, yeah, it's 8S. Yeah, it could scoot. I mean, it's about right because my my Nazgul 5-inch 6S is about 80. give or take. At least the way I fly it. I don't ever go to like 100% throttle, pretty much. And I don't have the camera set at like max angle and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. So it's a good 20, 30 mile an hour faster with 8S. The way I fly. So, anyways, there you go. And you get to see the nice pretty lights on this drone.
I've been seeing that one rocket drone
Thank
you
you.
got. A bunch of people are.
Yeah, I gotta put
buying
it back. I gotta put it back. I gotta put mine back together.
I keep getting a bunch of videos through my suggested feed on YouTube of different people buying those and flying them.
I'll be honest. It's a gimmick. It really is. It's not something that once I get mine put back together, and it's still sitting over there, and it's been down over a month because I landed a little hard, and the freaking capacitor, one of the legs on the capacitor broke off, and that caused a surge, which fried the freaking ESC. Was it the ESC?
Christ.
Yeah. And so, and I was already not particularly happy with the way that everything installed on the internals, which I had adjusted, but now I've come up with a sort of an even better adjustment. So it's almost ready. It's almost ready. But I decided I wanted to do something a little less frustrating than screw with that gimmicky thing. Like I said, it's okay. 1 or 2 batteries. Okay, put it away. It's just, on top of that, you burn the batteries, and if you're lucky, you'll get a minute and a half.
Jesus.
Especially if you're actually doing the high speed runs. Yeah, minute to a minute and a half. And you're going to be landing again.
Yeah.
So it's cool from that perspective, but okay. Changing the battery and the battery's not easy to change in that thing. So yeah, it's probably more annoying than anything. It was okay. It was a fun project. And like I said, I'll get it back up and run. I'll get it back up and running, but it's just not something that I'm gonna. It's one of those that I'll fly on my other drones, and then maybe at the end of the day, pop the rocket one in and fly 1 or 2 batteries at the end of the day with the rocket. I don't know if I like this changing rainbow color thing.
Roger, John J. Bowler, downbound for Salt Dock. Upbound for Crib Light is the CSL Niagara at 1849, over.
Ah, there we go. No blinky. Just lights. God, this thing is freaking bright. I know one thing. When I go down to Maddie, and if Maddie wants to chase a drone, this would be the drone he can chase. Because he'll be able to see it from 3 miles away.
Or is that killing your battery though? Like,
no, not really. The LEDs are very low voltage.
so it don't really affect your flight time too much.
Well,
So
the low ampage. That's better.
my red drone, which is actually it's sitting here. The red drone, which is the exact same frame, I've got the LEDs around the frame on this one, and I got 2 of those bar LEDs on the top. And I can get over 11 minutes on a 1600 milliamp battery on that frame. That's a long freaking time
Yeah, I know.
to have an FPV drone in the air. And I don't mean, and I know the Avata is like 14 minutes. I have both of them. But yeah, that in FPV mode cruising around 11 plus minutes. your brain's tired by the time you get done. So, maybe I have a different color. It doesn't do green. Green would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, blue. So I'm using the actual HDLRC controller board. Betaflight only controls 32 LEDs. And I've got 12, 24, 48 plus another 16. I got like 64 LEDs in this setup.
Shit.
Just in those LED bars. And there's only one LED port on the flight controller. If I had two, then I could probably use two controllers and control the lights from the flight controller, but I don't know. It's easy enough to just push the button on this silly controller and let it and just do it manually. Also a lot less putzing around. Huh. Red and yellow. That actually doesn't look too bad.
Yeah.
There
What's up, Brenda?
you go. Red in the middle, yellow on the outside.
Nice.
Not bad. So I got a little TPU mount for this controller board that I need to install it in. That's kind of clean up at the end. Ooh, hey Dominic, the green's not bad either.
Yeah, I've always thought green was a. Oh, you hit the wrong button there, but yeah. Green and yellow, yep, good colors.
Yeah, the green and yellow, it kind of looks, yeah, it looks nice. Looks like it goes together. I'll give it that. So, there you go. Anyways, I'm getting there. Not a finish working on this silly thing. Finish this part up, get the 04 installed, and
And crash it.
take it out and hover test it. No, I'm gonna put I've got the props. I'm gonna put bi-blade props on this thing, which is what I have on the other 8S. The problem with 8S is the normal 6S type plastic props that you buy, the 8S bends them. I showed you guys that one, it literally cracked the prop because it was flapping it because it was spinning it so hard.
Mm.
If I fly it with 6S, then I can put the other props on it, but
Mhm.
I'll stick with these APC bi-blades. Plus, I get more speed because the props don't flex. Those props don't flex. Maybe when Johnny goes on in the morning, I'll have it mostly done.
Sounds like it. Sounds like it needs carbon props.
Yes. And the APCs, I forget what it's made out of. It's not the polycarbonate. It's some tougher stuff. So, and that's because APC makes all the blades for the big ones. Which, by the way, anything like 7-inch and up, you have to balance the props. Otherwise, you get too much vibration and it shake the frame apart. So, Okay. Anyways, I think I'll get off of here and get back to my project and see if I can get it done.
No worries.
Okay.
You all have a great evening.
Okay, Rod, take
All right.
care.
Hey, Rod.
Let me get back to my work.
Yep.
Doesn't surprise me, Paul. I mean, that They probably don't want their fucking stadium burnt down.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, they're in the middle of like one of the hostile cities right now for that. God, all they are talking about are these fucking P2s on the news. Yeah, so it says the Los Angeles Dodgers announced on Friday a $1 million commitment to support immigrant families affected by recent federal immigration raids in Southern California. Yeah, they're just doing that as a political move to where they're at. I said it's kind of smart on their move though, Randy. They're just trying to look good for the area they're in.
Hmm.
Otherwise, their fucking shit would get boycotted and everything else.
Where is this at?
The LA Dodgers,
LA?
they committed $1 million to help illegal alien families affected by the recent raids.
See, that right there, right there, right there. That would
That's
stop
it.
me from watching baseball.
Oh, it's done. They've already committed it.
It don't matter.
Yeah, been there, done that.
That's the wrong side of the fence to be on.
Yep.
Well, that's just one team though.
That's Major League Baseball.
But like I said, it doesn't surprise me
Right
that
thing
they're
and wrong
doing
thing.
it though.
But that's California, would expect.
Yep, yep, yep. That explains everything.
Fucking Randy. Yeah, I'll said a lot of the people working at the restaurants at the ballpark are Randy. Oh yeah, as these companies exploit cheap labor.
Yep.
You need to be called out for it.
Yep.
Major League Baseball, if Major League Baseball is smart, they call them out for it. That you're trying to help illegal families that are here illegally and say that is interfering with ICE. Is my opinion.
Wouldn't surprise me if some of the players are illegal.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Well, they would have them over here in some legal form or the other to cover their own asset. It'd be on like some kind of work visa or something. I'd almost guarantee that. At least anybody that's going to make them money, you know, they'd get them in to get some kind of legal precedent to be here. But I mean, you've seen so many companies start to back away from the identity politics.
Yep.
Kind of funny that any of them actually still have the balls to try to do that, because then it just makes them
Yeah,
look.
and I'd agree with that coming from where we are in our sport. The more they try and push that, the less people interact with them.
Oh yeah, that's one of the reasons I stopped watching Major League Football. Yeah, or I mean the NFL, not Major League Football. Let's say the
Close
NFL.
enough. I knew what you meant.
Yeah, but I stopped watching that because of just the identity politics and
All right, I
all
get it.
these multi-millionaires fucking crying about equality.
Now,
Fuck out of here.
now I understand why your soccer league's called MLS. Major
Yeah,
League.
Major League Soccer.
What was like the whole thing with the NASCAR? That one driver who claimed that there was a noose hanging in the garage, and it was just a garage door handle.
Yeah, I
Are
know.
you fucking kidding me? I saw the pictures of it. It was literally just a garage door handle for a garage door.
Oh, definitely. But when people start getting upset and voicing their opinion, things start to change.
Well, and that's the thing. It was like
things, and when you start yelling at people, they
but
change.
But it was like some of these sports didn't have anything going on, so they had to like manufacture.
That's right.
That's what it felt like NASCAR did. It was like they were trying to manufacture to fit in with the rest of everybody else that was. Do what?
With a drink. Hold it down there.
What's up, Dre?
Thank you.
I just think we all need to get along.
Not one farmer, meatpacking plant owner of the process facility has been.
Great. All day. Like 3 times a day.
Joe, how are you feeling now?
I don't feel good. I feel beat up. My shoulder's sore. My leg isn't hurting. I took two Motrin just to see if that'll take some edge off of it. But my shoulder into my neck's hurting. So it's like I'm beat up.
Like I said, you're gonna feel it
to
tomorrow.
go to a chiropractor or what?
I got no breaks. There's no breaks.
No, he's gonna feel it tomorrow. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's just bruised up.
Her mouth won't connect.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sore as a son of a gun in the morning.
Yeah,
but I've got stuff I can put on my shoulder that'll take. It's that starts with a V. It's a heavy duty like analgesic balm. and that stuff's expensive for the tube, but they put that stuff on there, it'll stop hurting me. It's just gonna depend on how I feel tomorrow. Like I said, I gotta take tomorrow easy. I'll be spending a lot of time in bed tomorrow.
I'll bet.
And maybe not. It depends. If it feels better walking around, I'm gonna walk it around. The hell. Gotta go find out the spelling of this kid's name.
No, because I've always been all the heroes. I can tell you that he does that. He only understands when you yell at.
Wasn't even close.
No, Boner.
The kid's name is Colin Cagnalotti.
Okay.
I was pretty close. Carlin, I was only off by one letter. I was close.
Yeah.
The guy told me, he says, I don't think that's how you spell it. So I ain't worried about how you spell it right now. I'll worry about it later. That was to the guy who was giving me his name, you know. I said, I'll look it up later. This is the one I want to think it is. What is that?
Yeah, it's dry.
What? Oh, I'm not a co-host. No wonder I couldn't hear that. I was like, what are you talking about? Here comes Dre.
Good
Justin?
evening, Dry.
So,
You need to threaten them kids with summer school because they're making too much noise.
no, you tell me. Kelsey keeps coming in here twice in the last 2 days. Like, can you fix my mouse for me? It's not working. I go in there. She flipped the little switch on the bottom over to Bluetooth instead of the Wi-Fi dongle.
Oh no.
Like, what you up to today, Dre?
Little as possible, partner. Little as possible.
Sounds like a great idea.
What's up, JD, Al, Randy? I caught the tail end what you guys were talking about. Fill me in. You guys were talking about workers at baseball stadiums and other places.
Oh, because they said that the Dodgers pledged $1 million to immigrant families that have been affected by the recent ICE raids.
But did they
Yeah.
say illegal or immigrant? That's the key
Well,
word. Did they say
we don't
illegal
use-
ones or immigrant?
They don't use
No,
it
they
out here in
just said
California,
immigrants.
Joe.
They just said immigrants.
Okay, now I won't bitch as
But
much.
that's what the news. It depends on which news article you're reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about the
but-
terminology. I'll stay out of this. It's not my jurisdiction.
No, this is business. You know,
I understand that.
This all it is business, and this is why, you know, and people still have not caught up to what the whole game plan is. As you eliminate, or you say, well, in other words, will you create spaces like getting rid of certain people, and then the Medicare cuts with the requirements of work for more people? Guess where they're going to send them to work? To fill those slots. So the plan gets bigger. You just gotta see it through all the fog.
Yeah.
Like I said, when you have a unemployment rate still down in the low 4%, you got a lot of folks that are not even trying to work because there's not a lot of jobs available to work. And what people would call living wages positions.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these jobs that are coming available are not living wage positions. A lot of these folks who work in the agricultural or food processing or anything else, even concessions, street vendors, all that kind of stuff. These folks are hustling two or three of these jobs, trying to make ends meet.
Mm-hmm.
So if you create that atmosphere of fear of folks who are on the border or family members that are as we say on the fence, as far as their immigration status, nobody wants to go through that or put their family through that. So like, you know what? Opt not to go.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Australia's been through its parts with the indigenous people there,
Yes.
So I mean,
You
this
guys
is
have
this
had
is
quite a few court battles over the last couple of years with them, huh?
Oh,
yeah.
we've got a problem up in Alice Springs.
Yeah. So I mean, this what's going on in America is not unique to America. It happens in
Mm.
several countries around the world, and a lot of times it deals with that immigrant or indigenous population that has been excluded from the regular norms of society.
Well, a lot of places have been having their own protests over different
Yeah.
issues. Like the UK, they've had quite a few protests the last year or so.
Yeah, so this is not, and like I said, I saw Brenda Sunstar's comment about vetting people. I said, well, we've had ID Verify for almost 40 years, and that's why people say, well, they give you fake IDs. Well, that's why we do ID Verify, are supposed to do it. So you have a fake ID, it will kick back as a number that does not exist in the system.
Is there a
Whenever you get,
problem with that system being backed up though at all? Or?
no, it's just people.
Okay.
A lot of people don't use it. They just don't use it because they know the people they're hiring. This is how they manipulate them. They know they're not legitimate citizens. The people who work in there know they're not legitimate citizens. So it's the old game of speak no evil, hear no evil, see no evil.
Yeah, you just
And
ignore it.
right, they just ignore it. They pay them a little less wages. As I say, they don't pay them living wages. So long as the profit line is still up, the owner or
Yeah.
the manufacturer or
I think so,
brand,
Randy.
the brand is all good.
Well, see, that's the thing too, is like over here in Florida, there's where the orange grows, the guy that hires all these guys owns an apartment complex where they all end up living.
Right. So the money circulates right back in his pocket.
Yep. I'm
They used to
sure
do
they
that.
probably get pretty cheap, but yeah, I'm sure they have to pay something for that.
Yeah, well, like I say, Florida was notorious up until the mid to late 70s, and that's what we have laws called peonage laws, because they were doing that same basically almost like sharecropper type setup, to where they were bringing these people who were legal to pick the agriculture there in Florida. They were literally still beating people back then until they killed somebody, and that's how the peonage laws came into effect, because they ended up killing somebody. And same thing. They bring these guys in, they house them, they feed them, all right to the property, and they take it right back out of their check.
Oh yeah,
So,
they said there's some companies over in China that are notorious for that.
Yeah.
They'll hire
Yeah,
these
but-
people, put them in an apartment complex that they
Mhm.
own, and then
Yep.
half their money goes right back to the company every week.
Right. And
Yep.
and it's, like I say, it's a legitimate thing because they're providing housing, which they need to reclaim. Yeah, JD, I figured you understand that part. But yeah, it's a legitimate legal transaction because you agree to stay there. And the
That's
amount of
how I thought they were.
the amount of hours that you put in, you don't want to be far away from from where you work because a lot of these places are out in the boondocks. So about
Mm.
time you try to get transportation to and from, it would probably cost you a little more. What you think it costs you a little more. You know, these guys are living in 50-man barracks, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I used to do and the only reason I knew that is because I used to do the gas meters in there. And you go in there, and they were little 2-bedroom apartments, and there's probably about 50 apartments. The
Mm.
minute you drive in there and you weren't one of them, they'd all right inside.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't look at you, wouldn't talk to you, nothing.
Housing commission flats over here. You've got
I
these
actually
huge,
was there when they dropped them off. There was a couple busloads of them.
Yep.
yeah, you've got these huge towers of, well, immigrants, but they're also refugees. We seem to take a lot of them in.
Yeah, we had matter of fact, the same guy that owns that company that does the picking for the orange groves. He's the one I used to do that big order for every year. He would order
Yeah.
like 400 pillows, 400 comforters, like 400 sets of sheets. He was the one that tried to get us to order a whole case of Benadryl, and the manager was like, "You trying to get me flagged by the DEA? I
Mm.
can't do that." Yeah, he was just trying to legitimately buy him just to hand them out to his guys in the fields that had allergy problems, but
Yeah,
he didn't realize he couldn't buy that much. It was like, nah, dude, you can't even buy
yeah,
more than
that's a
2
commercial
boxes.
quantity there.
Yeah.
They flag you with 1 bottle of Benadryl.
Like I didn't even realize it. Like when he put the order in and he put that down, I walked up to the pharmacy and asked the pharmacist. He's like, "No, dude, there's no way we can do that." I said, "Okay," and then I went back and showed the store manager, talked to the guy about it, call him up. He was like, "Yeah, you're gonna get me flagged trying to order that much Benadryl."
Yeah, the peanut section falls is section 1581 on the Title 18.
JD, I thought I heard the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought I heard that word as well.
Yeah, I know. I thought he
Obviously,
was talking about penis and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No.
does that mean it was a total cock up?
No, not really. I guess if you got the short straw, I guess you had to work longer.
Maybe that's good. Maybe you're right.
But like I
Yeah.
said,
Oh, Lord.
like I was originally saying, though, I get why the Dodgers did it, though, too. I mean, they're
course.
kind of like in the middle of all that shit.
Well, the
I mean,
Dodgers.
could they just not say anything, probably, and be fine?
Well,
But
a
they're-
lot of them are playing that role where they're standing on standing on the fence, not taking a side either way. But the Dodgers has had an uneasy relationship with the Hispanic community ever since they came to California, because where Dodger Stadium sits used to be a full-blown Hispanic community, and they demolished all those
Oh.
houses. They demolished all those
I didn't
houses
know that.
in the late
Right.
50s, early 60s to build that stadium. That's why, the actual name of that area, we hear it say Chavez Ravine.
I didn't know that.
That is where Dodger Stadium sits, Chavez Ravine. So, and like I say, over the years, and like I say, that's why they've been very big about promoting a lot of Hispanic players always. I think it was when, what's his name? Venezuela's, was it Fernando
Yeah.
or whatever his name, Venezuela? That
Yep.
he kind of brought the Hispanic community and the Dodgers organization, together during his time with the Dodgers in the early 80s. He just died a few months ago.
So what did the city just push all these
Randy,
people out? Or
they
what?
were not paid for those houses. It was called intimate domain. The houses were taken.
Oh.
And that's
The
what
state-
governments do. A lot of governments do it for the purpose of urban renewal, or we call putting in new roads, especially freeways. It's
Yeah.
happened where I live at, where people's homes were just taken. It has happened. The last one, the big one, was the 710 freeway that goes from the port of Long Beach and supposed to go all the way up to Pasadena. And it stayed blocked for 50, 60 years. And what it was is that the state of California used the eminent domain rule to take control of the houses. And they never completed the freeway. And it wasn't until the last year or two, they finally admitted what they did. And they now have to sell off the houses.
Oh,
After this much time with no maintenance, they're not going to be worth much.
Jump up and lay down.
Mm.
Go lay down.
Oh, believe me, Mark, those houses
Yeah,
there,
that
even though they
rubber-
were built in the 40s and earlier, those
Lay
are
down.
multi-million-dollar houses now, just because of location.
Watch
In
out.
South Pasadena.
like,
Yeah, Al, there was a lot of flack out here. Oh, you're out here, you Northern California. I didn't know about it till I saw on the news, and I saw it when the next day they show her singing it, that national anthem in Spanish, which is President Roosevelt made that legitimate rule that you can do that, but I guess they had warned her. Yeah, Randy, fair market value is up in multi-million dollars now for those homes that were only worth about maybe $10,000 back then.
Mm.
so you got like entire neighborhoods just sitting empty because they.
Yes, entire neighborhoods completely empty.
Mhm.
Well, it's like that in all the major cities. Look at Detroit. Detroit's got all those same situations.
Detroit
Yeah,
is making a little bit of a comeback though, from what I heard.
Like you said, Paul, it's nothing new.
No,
It's just that, it's just like I say, people look at it now and they're starting to understand what happened and what it means. It happens all the time. Randy, that is the way it's supposed to work, but it's not always the way it worked. Just like the people, if you guys look up the history of Bruce Beach down in, I think it's down in Manhattan Beach area, LA. Bruce Beach used to belong to a black family, and they were pretty much ran off the property by the local city, by them saying ultimate domain, never compensated the family. Just in the last 2 years, the county of LA paid $7 million to that family.
a lot of legal fees, I bet.
Oh, well, on the county's part, they had to pay all the legal fees and everything because, like I said, you go back to the history of this, and this happened to other communities down in Orange County, to where mysterious fires, somebody finally admitted that they
Pictures
purposely
sent. I do have two people that I didn't have names for.
they had purposely burnt down the Asian community. I want to say, it wasn't Santa Ana, but it was one of the northern end cities in Orange County, where they purposely started a fire to burn down that section of the city so the city could take it over dirt cheap from the Asian community.
Yeah, isn't Detroit still offering like that? Like you can come in and buy like an old junk house and piece of property for like just a couple dollars or some shit.
Yeah, a lot of places are doing that where people have, when you have we call urban renewal or revitalization projects, and the city doesn't lose any money. The city gets federal dollars to reimburse the cities to have people come in and make those deals. We need to do it here in our city. We got a lot of we call absentee landlords that and they get on the HUD program, and HUD pretty much guarantees their payment of rent. The people living there only got paid maybe a fifth of what they should be, and
A lot of apartment complexes will do that. They'll
yeah,
build, they'll be a regular complex for a little while, and then all of a sudden
yep,
they'll go HUD.
mm-hmm, because it's guaranteed money.
Yep.
But but like I said, the problem is the standards of those living there go down because now you're letting people who normally would not be able to afford to live there are living there.
Oh yeah,
And
it was crazy in North Carolina. There was some apartment complexes I knew a couple people lived in where they not only got their rent and all their utilities paid, but they also got a check every month
yeah,
for a few $100 bucks.
yeah, I
I
would
was
not be
like,
surprised.
Jesus.
Would not be surprised. So this is what happens where you have nice areas get run down because now you have people who, and I say they just don't have no pride in the area they live in. They don't because they don't care. They have no stake in the game.
Yep, Jim pointed out what happened in Detroit.
Yeah.
Just wipe them out.
Yeah. I've seen quite a few videos of people touring through Detroit, and some of those neighborhoods are really sad looking.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of it's gone back to nature now.
Yep. And then that's when you get a lot of foreign money comes in. They want to buy up neighborhoods like that and get on the gravy train. They'll do just enough to fix them up, clean them up, and get people moved in. And then I don't know, it's just a vicious cycle, man.
It's a problem. One of the big problems with the housing market these days is fucking conglomerates just keep buying up all the houses.
Mm-hmm.
They run the rent up and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, like I say, in theory, the program is supposed to be, you provide this housing for people who normally couldn't afford it, and they're supposed to be all thankful and grateful, and you're supposed to be seeing them out there pushing the lawnmower, cutting the grass, and trimming the rose bushes and everything else. But what you actually see is two or three cars parked up on the grass where there used to be grass on dirt lots. You got the knuckleheads sitting on the front stoop and stuff. You know, all that kind of stupid stuff.
Say, Brenda.
So you create a rundown condition, but that's just the name of the game. Like I said, those people have no real stake in what's going on. They have no pride of ownership themselves. So they're like, why should I care?
Yeah, Section 8 usually is not the nicest or best place to live in.
No, it's not.
I mean, my sister was living in Section 8 for years, and I think her apartment got robbed like 3 times in 1 year when she was, every time she'd leave.
Mm-hmm. And that's the sad. The poor robs the poor.
Yeah.
How much sense does that make? Everybody's struggling, and you go around robbing each other. But what I thought about the whole Dodger thing was funny is that ICE put out that they were never there. I said, dude, y'all must not watch TV very much. Because every news station in LA had you guys on video watching you drive right out the gate
Hold on, they weren't there where?
at
Like a
Dodger Stadium.
specific- Oh, okay. I
When
didn't know. that was-
the Dodgers, the ICE was setting up at Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers told them to leave and stuff. And then the news, the Dodgers put out a thing about, hey, we told ICE to leave. They couldn't use our property as a staging area. And then ICE puts out a statement, oh, we were never there. I'm like, dude, 3 or 4 local channels got you on video driving right out the gate.
Hey, Justin, I just got 3 texts from people asking me if I made it home okay.
Mhm.
I had the coach call me, just text me, and he said, I assume you made it home okay. I said, I'm home okay. He said, well, I said, you're gonna have to deal with my wife. He said, she is mad that you didn't wait and let her drive you home. I said, I was fine. I'm telling
Told you they were
hard.
gonna get pissed off at you.
Oh, she's gonna be pissed with me. And she's about 5 foot nothing, about 4 foot nothing. Like a little pit bull.
Randy, I can say, depends who you watch, dude. All the local stations here, point them out, saw the vehicles, exit the stadium because they had to be let out by one of the stadium security staff. So you don't have regular folks that's hanging around Dodger Stadium. The protesters were outside the gate. Because somebody put it, somebody, yeah, I can say all the protesters were outside the gate. And that's why supposedly, I'll call it that, supposedly ICE left because somebody put word out that they were there.
Well, I got a question. It looked like they had a hole in the gate. People were getting things through, climbing through a gate in one area.
Well,
They
that
showed a
could
guy
be.
trying to get a bike through it and everything else.
Yeah, that always could happen. That's why
Yeah.
Dodger security don't play. They've
Yeah.
been sued a few times, knocking people upside the head trying to come through their property.
Yeah. You know, a old two-lane stadium. I knew behind what tree it was where they had the gate cut where you can get in for free. I saw a lot of two-lane games for nothing.
Yeah. So what happened to you, Joe? You was out there trying to play security guard or something?
No, I was out there taking pictures with a drone, walking back to my car, and I had a different pair of shoes on that had a little bigger sole.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was talking to me, and I turned to talk to him and tripped on the curb.
Oh.
Landed. I've got a Hema tomato on my leg that's about the size of my hand, like this, and it came out about 1.5 inches.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
My watch called 911. You know, and then I had to tell them I'm okay. You know, so they showed up to see I was okay. And then after the game, after we took the pictures, I'm walking back. It's 104 heat index.
Mm.
And I'm getting to the car, and I got to the car, and I started getting lightheaded. Now, the reason it took so long to get to the car because I couldn't walk fast on the freaking leg.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a combination. So when I got there, it was no pain on the leg. It was just that the pressure of it. When it hurt a little bit. So I get there, and I went to get the water to drink it, and I'm getting lightheaded. And EMS kicked in. And I said, "Okay, you okay right now? Drink some water." When I went to open this thing up, I started getting nauseated. I said, "Now I'm not okay." Because you're at the point then where you got to get cooled down quick. So I turned around, sat on my tailgate, and laid down. And I laid down, and I got some water and splashed it on me. And about that time, one of the kids ran over. He says, "You all right?" I said, "No, go get John. That's the trainer." And they told him he's having a heat. I said, "Tell him I have a heat problem," like that, like this. I'm getting real lightheaded, real quick, and nauseated. So another guy had a portable fan. He ran over and threw it on me. And then all of a sudden, I had 5 moms with ice bags, putting them under my legs, under my arms. You know, so I was being taken care of.
Yeah,
Now, I
but
got the coach's mom
EMS
pissed.
did show up though, Dre.
Yeah, EMS came out again. 2 times. They looked at me and they said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah,
11
shut
most
up."
comfortable sneakers for seniors.
Yeah. What hurts me the most is my shoulder right here. Because I did a tuck and roll. Because if I didn't do that tuck and roll, I would have face planted in my car. So I did that tuck and roll and landed on my shoulder. That's what I did. But the face plate of my watch the Apple Watch, it was shattered, right? And I went, oh, damn. But it was just the protective plate on it. It has scratches on it, nothing to the watch. Watch is perfect. Glad I spent that $14.
Yeah.
So I got to go
Well-
look in I think I got a second one. I think I got two. But it wasn't fun. I just sent the pictures into the editor, and I told him, I said, here are the pictures and everything. And then I told him, I said, I was injured, risking my life again for Mandeville football and the St. Tammany Farmers. So
Looking to upgrade your New Balances there, Al?
Yeah.
these were New Balances. What are you talking about?
No, I'm
Yeah.
talking about Al in the chat.
Oh,
JD put
Uh,
the 11 best shoes for seniors.
I had a pair of New Balance on. They were Justin's running shoes that he only wore like twice, and he didn't like them. He gave them to me. Now I know why I didn't like them. These were New Balance, but when my legs swelled up, I iced it real quick. It went down a lot. That was the good news. But the foot and that New Balance, boy, did it get tight. Ooh.
Al said he'd never show his face if he took a spill like that in front of all
Well,
those soccer
hey.
moms.
like I said, Justin, this is his version of what happened. You know, it could have
Yeah.
been like, you know, he could have just took a little stumble.
No, I took the fall. Did you see the picture of the leg?
No, I didn't see the picture of the leg. Oh man.
Is that or he's blowing kisses at some dude's wife? He's like,
Right there. That's the hematometer right there.
Jesus.
Yeah, I think Joe was doing his little pimp walk back to the vehicle and misstep, doing like Huggy Bear. I'm gonna get you, sucker. Walking
Yeah,
out of jail.
that looks like the steaks at Walmart when they start turning.
Yeah.
There's that chemical on them.
Oh man.
It don't feel good. Let's put it. It feels better right now because I've iced it down a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a 5-gallon bucket. I'm gonna probably put some ice in and put some water and just stick my whole leg in it.
Now, Al, you
Is-
know at your age, vans don't
Yeah.
give you any support.
Now, Joe, you do that, you'll get frostbite.
Playing with
No, I'm only
fire,
gonna
Al.
keep it in for a couple of minutes.
Playing with fire.
But there was good news out of this whole thing there, Troy.
What
I
is
found
that?
out that one of the moms that was really concerned she's a COO at a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband left 3 months ago. And
Uh-oh.
she always talks to me, and she was all up in there trying to get me to go with her to the hospital and everything else. Now, I didn't think about it. If I'd had a way to get the car home, should have went to her. It might have been at her house this week.
Oh man.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he was doing, Al. He was checking some mom out. Fucking tripped over the curb.
Had the
I
mom.
was checking her out all day before, yesterday and today. She was wearing little black mini skirts, and she was wearing little blue Mandeville mini skirts.
Oh
And
my
she walked by
God.
me yesterday, and I said, you look hot like that. She goes, yeah, it is hot. I said, no, I said, you look hot.
Out there stoking the flames.
Hey,
Stoking the
Hey,
flames.
I got to pay back for that one.
Apparently, they caught Joe's fall on tape.
President
Oh,
Biden
Lord,
was
that one.
fell today at the U.S.
You're about to get the big duck.
Greeting the graduates, and that when he
No,
turned,
mine was worse than that.
he tripped
Trust
over
me.
a sandbag. He was helped up and then sat down and watched the rest of the ceremony.
What was it? I just saw one other day. I don't know how long ago. I guess it was Tuberville. Fell down a flight of stairs on a plane.
Who did?
Wow.
Tuberville, the coach. Now he's a congressman or a senator.
Yeah.
Tommy.
I know Biden fell up the stairs, not down them.
Yeah, Tuberville did like Home Alone move, dude. He almost slid right down the whole thing.
Did a whole Home Alone slide down the stairs.
Yeah,
I've done that before, coming down the stairs going do, 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 like that.
Yeah, I
Damn.
was like, oh
Stop.
man.
You know what the hardest thing though about this leg was? Walking up those 13 steps outside.
Mm.
I was carrying everything in with me, and I got up to the top of the stairs, and I started to feel queasy again. I said, "Oh shit, no! I'm going to drink all the fluids I can."
52 in a rock, like I was 22.
Take some of my boots.
I was like, I was 22.
Hey, Joe, did
Oh man.
you take some ibuprofen?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Like I said, he gonna feel it in the morning.
I'm
Wow.
gonna feel it tonight. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but when
Mhm.
if you end up actually getting some sleep tonight and you wake up tomorrow,
Yeah, he's gonna be
Oh,
stiff
yeah.
tomorrow.
yeah.
Well, my thing is, I think I'm gonna be sleeping in my recliner up here tonight because I don't think I got this. I got to step up to get into that bed, and I don't want to take that chance of getting up halfway up there and losing balance with the
Yeah,
leg.
you might want to get in the tub, soak for an hour.
Oh yeah, go down in the hot tub down there.
Oh
Yeah.
hell no!
Why
Not with
not?
this bruise.
Dude, anything that's gonna help ease that pain in the morning.
That's what beer's for.
Yeah, okay.
Now I've got two 32-ounce beers in there, and I want one, but I'm not drinking it because, like I said, I was
See,
dehydrated.
then
the other
that's
day.
what's gonna happen. He's gonna drink. He's gonna sleep hard.
It took
And he's
some.
gonna wake up tomorrow.
That's
Yeah.
why I'm not gonna do it.
He ain't gonna be able to get out of that damn chair.
All
Got
right.
one of them sit up recliners that stands you up.
No, not one you got to push.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, he
make sure all the dogs out of the way and
oh yeah, he definitely getting stuck.
ain't that if he gets
Well,
up,
I
he
tell
might
you
just
what.
keep going forward.
I ain't never telling y'all nothing anymore.
Oh man.
I'm gonna come in here one day with an eye patch and a big old scar. Niggas, what happened? No, nothing. I'm fine.
Mhm.
Nothing.
You talking about? There's nothing wrong with me.
Mhm.
Into a fancy dress.
Like I said, I take a few days off and y'all just get all crazy and stuff.
Mhm.
I got to shoot Tuesday night. I got to shoot baseball. So
Oh,
that's
were
gonna
you
be
here the
fun,
other
too.
day when he lost his drone in the tugboat?
No,
Oh,
He lost his.
I
he
haven't
lost
heard
his
that
Avata
story.
too.
No.
See what I'm
he's,
saying?
he's got it on video, Dre.
I see what I'm saying. I take
show the
off a
video.
few days and stuff, and
Yeah.
y'all
Play
just
the
go off
video,
the
Joe.
rails.
I
Y'all
ain't
just go
playing the
off the
video anymore.
rails.
Play the video. Dre hasn't seen it.
No, I ain't doing it.
Just tell me, Joe, what happened? You shot the gap, and what happened?
And when I got to the gap, as soon as I started to go in, it said high wind warning, and shifted it over, hit one of them freaking wires.
Oh, wow.
And
Did you recover?
Johnny sent his brother-in-law out there today, and he could see it down in the tug, but it was how far? About 15, 20 feet down?
He said about 6 to 8 feet down in a hole.
Mm-mm.
Hey, State Farm's covering it. You know, I got it covered. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Let it rest in peace.
Yeah, but I still say if you take a heavy-duty fishing rod with a hook on it, you could go in there and grab that baby, snag
Yeah,
it.
but that means I got to climb my ass up on that tugboat, and I ain't. Look what happened when I walked the other day.
Or
Like
you
I said,
take Johnny's
drones-
brother-in-law.
Nope.
drones in general, and if that thing had the prop guards on it, which I think
Yeah.
you can't take those off. There's plenty of places to hook a damn drone.
Hook the
like that.
drone, yep.
Yeah, drone's probably okay. It's just like you said. He said he didn't know how to get to it. He said it'd take about a 6 to 8 foot pole just to get to it, and you probably could, but you know, I don't know. I ain't worried about it.
I should have took a video, send to you to show you where it was at.
Yeah, I wish you might have it, but Johnny might have it. I might see it. Might see it on the show tomorrow.
Well, what you do is you just tell Johnny to have his brother-in-law meet you out there. You take a fishing pole.
Joe doesn't want it back though.
Well,
I'm getting reimbursed for it.
You don't
I'll
need
put it like this, Joe. Just go ahead and have Johnny do a nice little video of a Viking funeral for your drone.
The fishing pole looking no good.
Go out there and put a little basket on fire and push it out towards the tugboat.
21 props float.
I said I'm gonna put a little out there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a little headstone on it.
Yeah, we have a little Viking funeral for it.
My issue was I always fly that Avata 2 at 13 to 15 miles an hour. I was doing it at 9 miles an hour, going 7, 8, 9 miles an hour. So I was going too slow. If I would have been going 13, the wind would not have affected it.
Dre, you know what Justin said? He says, if I live closer, I go get the damn thing.
Oh, I would just out of curiosity. I'd get it out of there. No, but I'm saying is Joe doesn't need to be around any kind of fire or anything dangerous after the day he's had today.
Yeah, don't.
Not been a
Yeah.
good week for Joe.
Yeah. Well, I know he's grieving, so maybe in another week or two we'll have the funeral.
Yeah, I ain't worried about it. Like I said,
Yeah.
not a big deal.
Yeah. I guess as I always say, you fly long enough, you'll have things to happen.
Yeah, I've crashed two Avata 2s within a half a mile of each other, not even a half a mile of each other in that same area. So I will not be flying the Avata 2 through the tugboat or around that pole. About a year apart, too. That's the even worst part about it.
Well, that pole's gone now, ain't it?
Yeah, the pole's gone. My plan was going out there tomorrow and fly over there by the I wasn't gonna do it tomorrow, I was gonna do it Monday. Go over by the lighthouse because they've got all that construction going on. And I want to get a hyperlapse of them working on that lighthouse. Do a waypoint hyperlapse, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Bet you couldn't go out there every day. They're working and get a hyperlapse and then bunch it all together.
Yeah, if I do a waypoint, I can go back the next day and do it again. Or a couple of days later and do it again to show the progress, And it'll be the exact same flight. But I'll tell you one thing I'm gonna do tonight. I'm gonna drink some pickle juice to get that back in me. And I was all happy this morning. I weighed myself this morning. I was 227 pounds. But I picked the wrong stream to tell anybody about it. Got too many, like Justin,
I know. I haven't said nothing negative.
No, you really haven't.
I don't think you should be playing with fire and doing a Viking send-off today.
No. No.
You sound like you've been having a Final Destination day.
I didn't know who LSU was playing in the finals. It's Coastal Carolina. I guess that's Carolina, Coastal. Come on.
Did you see what Time to Fly said, Joe? It says go to church and get blessed before you fly again.
Yeah.
Johnny's flying his Avata 2 right now, just told.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Well, Myrtle Beach is on the coast, isn't it?
Yeah. But I know there's a Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, I used to go to Myrtle Beach all the time. I lived in North Carolina.
Mm.
We went there probably 20, 30 times.
Yeah, it's Coastal Carolina. I saw
there.
one of the fan shirt. Little bitty school. They had
That is
a 13th seed playing number 6 seed for the championship. Best of 3.
Myrtle Beach is a very touristy looking town. Or city, I should say.
Oh, it must be 13th if this got to the final.
Yeah, they've been beating a lot of people. LSU it's nothing right now in the first inning. LSU had 2 outs now. They walked the guy and the guy hit a base hit. So now there's 2 outs, 2 men on base. Worry about the guy at the plate. That's all you worry about. Get him. And if the pitcher is from Mandeville. He pitched for Lakeshore High School. He's a good pitcher, just freaking throw the ball. Right. He's got a hell of a slider. That sucker be up in the zone, and when you go to reach for it, it just drops. His coach went out there and told him, throw the ball. Just throw the ball.
Hey, Dominic, is Uncle Ray on tonight?
No,
Uncle Bill is.
Uncle Bill's on.
Uncle Bill is, okay.
Yeah, close enough.
Hey, you got the uncle close.
Yep.
it's
Got
cat.
halfway there.
Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah,
come on
about
for
half
another
hour.
half
Ray
hour.
Ray usually goes over on his channel, doesn't he?
No,
Very
Occasionally.
seldom.
Oh, wait, we've been on there once or twice.
Ray was on yesterday. No,
Yeah.
day before yesterday.
Yeah, but he goes on Bill's channel every once in a while.
Yeah.
So the pitching coach went out there and got all in the guy's face. He come out through 3 pitches, 3 strikes. He says, "Just throw your pitch, man, please." I've had a coach do me that one time. Walk up to me and say, "Just throw your pitch, please. Just throw it. We're trying to do
Yeah,
everything else.
nice.
Just throw the freaking ball."
Fire and brimstone sprays.
I can tell your shoulder hurts because you're leaning in your chair.
Yeah. And I'm holding my hand, you notice?
Yep.
Oh, go to the store and get the lidocaine patches.
Ooh,
Pretty
deep,
good.
Oh, I
deep,
got
deep.
one.
You
Yeah,
need
those-
I'm gonna
Bit
take a
of Tiger
shower
Balm.
before I do.
Yeah, since you don't have to get a prescription for those no more.
get a
Got
deep.
that
No,
lidocaine patches, and I've got that other
Tiger
one
Balm's
that
the same thing.
what's her name used to sing about. It starts with a V. It's a gold and silver like
Vol-
white.
Voltarol.
Yeah, that stuff's good stuff. I got a bunch of that in the back.
Voltaren, Voltaren. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll dab it up tonight and see what that does, because that numbs it too.
That's what lidocaine does as well.
Yeah.
I think things like Tiger Balm and Heat Balm and
Oh yeah, Tiger Balm. Oh
yeah,
What's up,
Tiger
Dusty?
Balm's good stuff.
yeah.
Go that way, please.
You can also get deep heat, and you can get that in a spray as well.
Yeah, deep heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the other one I was going to say. Deep heat, Tiger Balm, Voltaren,
Voltaren or something like that. Yeah.
The roll.
yeah.
Interesting, Dusty. I haven't heard that.
Kitchen. You can get Voltarol in tablet form as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the 25s. If you can get them, they're really good, but they're hard to find, I tell you. You got to give up your firstborn to find them sometimes.
Well, they're easy to get here.
Well, over here we have a fascination with trying to hide all the good stuff.
Yeah. I've got a tube of Voltarol in the kitchen.
Yeah. I've run out.
And I've got half a can of deep heat spray on the mantelpiece, but you press the button on it and nothing comes out. So although it's still half full, it stopped working.
Yeah.
No. Come on. No. No.
Well, he's on it tonight.
Probably would. JD's having a go at you there.
Oh, I know.
It's not you, it's Mark.
Oh,
yeah.
He's been going
That
at
one got
everybody.
Mark.
Oh Lord, now Johnny calling. Let me see what he's gonna do.
I mean,
okay.
have a look at the chat now to see what he said.
Mark uses Tiger Balm when he strains himself holding his phone while laying on the couch.
Of course.
Especially when you spend 5 hours on Uncle Bill.
Bill, yeah. When you start staying up until 5 o'clock in the morning just to be on a stream, you can moan.
Yeah. He shoots, he scores.
Mm. I'm going to have to go and put a shirt on.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have so you're on here without a shirt, but his channel's okay to put a shirt on. What's going on there?
Throw myself on here, so I was sat outside in just a pair of shorts having a cigarette before. It's too warm.
Send some heat over here.
I'm with you, Justin. I mean, of all shows you would think it'd be a free for all on Uncle Bill's. He actually puts his face on there.
Yeah, but I have to put the camera on a tripod my phone on a tripod when I'm on Uncle Bill's. I can't hold that bloody phone for 5 hours. 4 hours.
I don't know why you just don't bust one of your computers out.
Not the computers, the laptop and one of the Macs is right next to me.
Yeah, you went and bought that one computer from that guy, like a year or so ago?
Yeah.
And you haven't used it.
Yeah, a Mac, a 27-inch Mac with an i7 processor in it.
Yeah, it was right before they broke up with Intel.
Yeah.
Started doing their own chips.
I mean, I've got a 21-inch Mac over there next to the telly as well.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what Joe's talking to him about.
Yep.
You talking Johnny?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's like, all I did was pinch her ass and she turned around and pushed me. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Oh man.
Next thing I know, I woke up in the back of my truck.
Oh, is that the story now? Okay.
I'm just reading his lips, you know.
Oh.
I'm gonna jump off, Paul. Catch y'all later.
Yeah, I think it's time to clock it down.
Yeah.
Okay,
Later.
Dominic. Dre, thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again later.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for